So I'm revisiting this real soon because a user on Reddit, user OLN, suggested the tape guides. Now I had kind of thought about this, but you know, they're not loose in any way. They're both pretty tight. And in my experience, I've always learned that unless these have loosened up, don't mess with them. But then I started thinking, I mean, like, what do I have to lose? Like, look at these little bases made of cheap plastic. Look at how flimsy they are. So I went, okay, I want to adjust these. Where's the set screw? There is no set screw. These are just held in with friction. So I'll show you what it looks like with a focus here, with a pre-recorded tape, some jump tape. It looks fine. It sounds fine. Again, this TV doesn't have full vertical deflection, so you're going to see any little, you see all the overscan stuff, but it looks fine. So I have to use the remote because I've pulled the front panel off. So pre-recorded tapes, or really anything in SP, never really gave a problem. However, we get to the fringe here. There's a lot of these EP recorded tapes that I've been having trouble with. Oh, right. And we're back to the problem that we were having.
He was unbelievable, off the board in the two sets in which he romped 6-2, 6-2, but Becker is up a break in the fourth.
Let's give it a try. And
that will be followed by the first women's semifinals.
Just to reiterate what 12-volt Vids has talked about, I'm going to turn this down. If you ever watched any of his videos, he's talking about how the head drum scans the video. So the first half or so is on the left-hand side because it scans in this direction. So immediately I want to look at the leftmost guide, and you could use a little flat blade screwdriver. I'm using a tamper-proof bit, and just give it a little twist, and oh, look at that. Okay, so that's actually getting worse, and that's actually getting better. Picture looks very clean now.
Player still left here at the age of 35. Her WTA ranking number 4. She's lived up to that.
And it sounds
as well
good.
By being here, she's won more tournaments than anybody else. 159 tournament.
Let's pop the pre-recorded tape back in. I've got a whole bunch of tapes to test out on this to see how well it'll play the range. Perfect. I think that did it. Thanks for the suggestion, man. This had just come slightly out of alignment, and there's no like Loctite or glue or anything holding this on. There's no set screw on the sides. These are just like, it just feels like plastic threads that are just slightly off from each other to put a bit of friction in there, which is cheap, but that's kind of what I'd expect in this deck. I still think the power supply is going to fail. Just in my experience, I've had a Toshiba rebranded Samsung, very, very similar to this one, and it failed with the power supply. So I mean, it's bound to happen, but at least in the short term I don't have to spend any money to keep this thing going. Also, I was kind of excited to see if I could actually monitor the video off the head, similar to some of the videos online, but there are no visible test points. There are two in the front here, which are related to the front panel here, and that's it. All the connections to the video head are on the back side there. So I have to pull the whole mechanism out to get at it, which defeats the purpose. And also, I think the CRT in my, or something in my scope, is dead. You can feel the high voltage kick in, but yeah, I get nothing out of it anymore. Time to find a new scope. For anyone interested, I went through the power supply, found the capacitors, found as many of the low ESR replacements as I could, and I did a price comparison between Mauser and DigiKey. At least here in Canada, these are Canadian prices. Mauser typically has a much higher fixed shipping cost than DigiKey, but their per component price is lower, especially if you get into the multiples of 10 discounts. So depending on how much you're ordering, sometimes Mauser is cheaper, or if you're just doing a small order, DigiKey is cheaper. So this was without tax. It's about $16.50 or so, and probably about $20 after tax and everything. So yeah, I mean, I bought this for $5 a decade ago. So putting $20 in to fix it, I'm kind of glad that that this solution worked out.
Unbelievable.